Hello. Coming. Okay, I think all the Will's attorney. Thank you for joining me. This is Use Your Weapon. My name is The Epiphanist, and I'm happy that you're here. Today's topic is the absolute versus religion. Oh, I think somebody's got a bad view of me. Ay, ay, ay. I can't do that, can I? There. Everybody's good. Okay, so today's topic is the absolute. If you're looking for answers to spirituality, this is what Use Your Weapon is about. I am the Epiphanist, known as also Tamika Royal, and I am a survivor of child abuse. I have just recently got my memory back, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, after meeting my real father. And so I am on a journey and I'm on a spiritual journey. And what I tell people and what I'm telling myself is I want a journal. I want a journal and I want a video journal because this is important to me. Because a part of my reality check for myself is that I know that I'm dealing or was dealing with memory loss, and the action of memory coming back. Again, I was a victim of child abuse, and I actually was made to diminish my child abuse as a child. And so when you are forced to come out of the home every day and pretend like you're not being abused, you actually do forget. And so I was diagnosed with Stockholm syndrome, where you're made to fall in love with your captive. So that's just a little bit about me. It's a longer version. It's a real long story, but that's just my short version. And that's just to tell you why I'm here and why I am on the journey to find the absolute. So I tell anyone who's interested and anyone who is looking for spirituality, this is just my journey. And this is how I am logging my journey. And I hope that it helps you because some things have been made clear to me. When you understand that you are the assignment, these are just a few of the things that we have covered in a few of my, I guess, a few of the YouTube subject matters. The first subject matter was Jesus, God or guru. And when you came to that conclusion, you had to realize what a God was for you and what a guru is. And my point to that topic was, could I sell you the man Jesus today? Could I sell you that story today? And you can go back and watch it. I won't go back into it, but basically, can I tell you right now that there's a man walking on water? Can I tell you right now that there's a man, breaking, bread into, feeding 5,000 people with, 5 loaves of bread and fish? Can I sell you that story now? And if I can't sell you that story now, then that means it won't pass the test of time, you know? And so moving past Jesus is where I am. Now, that may offend some. And if that offends you, click the button off. But that's just where I am. And moving past Jesus, I found some things that helped me because I can honestly say I was given Jesus by my mother and her husband. So I didn't have a choice in the matter. And I don't think that I ever took any topic to it, until after dealing with what I started dealing with about 4 years ago. I don't think I took any topic with Jesus. I was just giving it, and like most people, I was eating it. I was being fed by it, and I was eating it. However, I had a dream. All of this started from a dream of mine. I had a dream that I threw myself off of a building. It was my dream. But in the dream, there were three of me. There was one hovering over myself, watching the other two of me. And the other two of me were in conflict. And one of me threw the other off of a very high building. And then I woke up. And then from there, things have started to evolve and things have started to change for me. And I'm just here to share my journey because some things have just started to make sense for me. And I feel like I'm really dark in here, so I'm gonna cut the light on real quick. Not that I think that that mattered any. Maybe that does. So when I say that this is my journey, I am on a journey to find myself. Because one of the other topic matters on the subject matter was the assignment. The assignment is actually you. You know, it's you. It's nothing that's going to pop out of the sky for you. It's nothing that's going to come and swoop you up and save you. The assignment and all the material matter here is for your learning, for your purpose, for your transition, for you. So once you understand that you are the assignment, everything should become somewhat clear. And y'all not gonna believe what I'm doing. I'm actually recording the wall. I was recording myself, but I had the camera turned back the wrong way. Back to the topic matter. So today's topic matter is the absolute versus religion, and religion versus the absolute. Now, what I've realized about the absolute is, and I call the Spirit of the Lord absolute only because it's absolute. There's nothing that you can do about it. It's quite frankly absolute. And once you understand that it's absolute, you understand that you'll never have the mind of the supreme. Never. So in your thinking, lean not to your understanding because you'll never have the mind of the supreme God. So when you understand that nothing is actually absolute, you actually learn as you go and as you grow. Because God is omnipresent. He is omnipotent. He is, she is, we are everywhere, just like God. He's everywhere. And so are his children and his people and his image. It's everywhere. And so once you take note that the Spirit of the Lord is everywhere, you actually start to understand the absolute. In your absolute, you understand that everything is the Spirit of the Lord. Now, in another podcast, we thought about and we talked about what is God? What is God to you? And a lot of us just say Jesus. Some people say Allah. Some people say Buddha. But really, in actuality, what is the supreme being to you? What is God to you? And I can speak on my own definition of what God is for me. But God is my most supreme personality. I'm searching for my most supreme personality. I'm searching for my Godhead. I am searching for God. I want to become God. I want to go where he is. I want to be where you are. The only way that you can be where the Spirit of the Lord is you must take possession of that Spirit. Prior to. You don't acquire the Spirit when you are transcending. You acquire the Spirit prior to. So again, the absolute versus religion. So we talked about Guru, Jesus. We also talked about this word here. So emphasize. When you treat someone as a child or in a way in which it denies maturity in age or experience. So this word is a big word because we were emphasize as a people. And I know this because I was, as my own self, because I'm a victim of child abuse. That's what child abuse does. It doesn't let you mature. So I say that to say, let's start talking about rational. Let's be rational. Because a lot of the times, this systems take rational out of your thinking. It conforms your thinking. And when you are conformed, it removes rationality. So, again, the topic of today is absolute versus religion. Now, a lot of what I'm telling you is absolutely rational. And we have to take note of rationality, and we have to apply it to religion. And that's the way that you make a logical, conscious, aware choice. And you can move from religion to spirituality. And I know that was a lot, but it was supposed to be. So I say that to say rational portions. We should give very good notice to the universe, because we're here in this material body for a short while, for just a short while. So we should start giving some relevant inquiries into the afterlife. We spend eternity there. So I think we may have to start thinking about rational decisions on the absolute versus religion. So let's start giving what we see some thought. So is this system starting to get a little mundane? Is it getting mundane to you? Is religion getting a little mundane to you? And that's a real question that is needed to be answered, because is religion getting mundane? Is this system getting mundane? Is religion working for you? Because spirituality is where you really want to be. You really want to touch the spirit. You really want to walk and talk with the spirit. That's, I think, why most of us even acquire religion. So, is the action of religion getting mundane? That's a question. And that's something that you can ask yourself. I answered it for myself. Is religion, is this system getting mundane? And the word mundane, you look it up, it's MUNDANE. Is this system getting mundane? Is religion mundane? Because that's when you know if you're growing. Anything that's not growing is dead. Is religion growing? This is how you answer some real questions. We had another topic matter in the series talking about what is a proverb. When you go to your good book, you enter the chapter of Proverbs, do you actually know what a proverb is? So in the book of Proverbs, it speaks on proverbs. And a proverb is really just a general statement with truth and a little piece of advice attached to it. Now, a lot of people don't like advice, not from everybody, you know. But that's what an actual proverbs is. It's general statement of truth with a piece of advice attached to it. Proverbs. So when you're watching somebody and they're giving you some truth with a piece of advice to it, just know that that's a proverb, period. And when you go to your services and they tell you to turn to the book of Proverbs, just know that you're reading a proverb written by the Solomon. And Solomon is a wise man. A lot of us consider ourselves wise. I am seeking wisdom every day because, again, whatever's not growing is dead. So remember, Proverbs is just wisdom attached to advice. And when I ask you, or when your pastors ask you to turn to the book of Proverbs, you're listening to Solomon's advice, a wise man. Don't put more to it, don't put less to it. And you don't need religion. When you're just reading somebody's good advice, you can apply the advice to your life. It's advice. You don't need to didify, or you don't need to godify the advisor. It's just advice. Take it or leave it. So that's really where I want to tell you religion is really just wisdom. Because it's written by wisdom seekers. You know, those were disciples of your man, God, Jesus. Your books. Wisdom. Knowledge. Above all that, you want to get an understanding, though. Period. So, again, is the system getting mundane? Are you actually looking for the absolute versus religion? Is it getting mundane? Is religion growing? Are your churches growing? These are relevant inquiries. So if you're looking for religion versus spirituality, you can go anywhere and find that. But if you're looking for spirituality, this is where you have to start to differentiate. And differentiating spirituality versus religion is a relevant inquiry into the afterlife. It just is. And we should start giving relevant inquiries into the afterlife. Because this life, this material life, if you have somehow gotten to the point where you have gotten this life to where you have materialized it, and everything in this life is about material, what you have, what you can acquire, what you look like. It's all material. It is been dwindled down to material. And if you have dwindled spirituality down to material, and you've given the material spirituality a name like Jesus, per se, you have dwindled the spirit down to material matter. That's what I am. I'm matter. I'm a piece of big matter. I'm material. You're a piece of matter held down by gravity. So if you have materialized your spirituality into a man or a woman or whatever, then you have materialized your gift, because you are what you're looking for. And that was one of our topics. The assignment is you. So when you have materialized your spirituality into a God, and you call that God, say for instance, Jesus, you can call the God Stanley if you want. Oh, Stanley. And if you can get a whole bunch of people to call Stanley a God, you got a religion. Now, if you want to take your material matter and put it into a God, know that you are the God that you're seeking. You are the demigod that you're looking for. You are trying to get your spirituality to a God-like conscience for your name's sake. Yeah. You got to write it on the tables of your heart when you need it. Because the God that you call certain things, it's omnipresent. It's everywhere. It's the air that you breathe. You need air. It's air. You need food. It sustains you. You need shelter. It houses you. You need love. It loves you. It becomes whatever you need. It's a shape shifter. Because the present God can do whatever it wants. She wants, you know? So religion versus the absolute. When you know you have the absolute, you know that the absolute is everywhere and in everything. There's nothing material that's going to come down for you. You're going to transcend. If you pass through any neighborhood, you'll probably find, along with your churches, you'll find several cemeteries. So that lets you know religion and cemeteries. Come on now, people. You're going to go by the way of the cemetery for certain. Even if you choose to put religion down. So what is a for certain thing is that we need to give relevant inquiries into the afterlife. And I mean relevant inquiries. This is not anything spooky ooky. These are relevant inquiries. Because you go to church to try to give relevant inquiries unto your hallelujahs, into your afterlives of heaven and earth. Well, you should give relevant inquiries to where you know you will transcend to. You writing the wisdom on the tables of your heart because you know that those times you will need it. So spirituality speaks to your ancestors. Spirituality speaks to who you are, who you're going to be, who you are presently, your past, and your future. You're all those things right now. You're transcending into your future. You're currently sitting in your present, and you've already been through your past. Those are right there. Those are parallel universes right there. Right there. Right there. You can look back. You can look forward if you're dreaming. If you're growing, you can look forward. You have a dream. You have a vision. And you're in your now. So that tells you that there are parallel universes. I'm not speaking anything other than science. It's logic. If you apply rationality to what we think is spirituality, what most of us is going to our churches for religion, you will walk away from that understanding something. Now, you got to also understand who gave you religion. Your oppressor handed you something in the form of religion. And if you don't believe me, let's talk about Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch gave a speech about how to break people like you and me. How to break us. So if you haven't read Willie Lynch, let me just give you a brief fraction of it. But the compromise of Willie Lynch was to remove the children from their parents. because then the parents could not put the right God in them. It could remove their God, who they are, who we are, our accomplishments, what we've done, what we've built, languages, kings, queens, pharaohs, nations, technology. So when you talk about religion, know that your oppressor gave you something. And it also removed something. So if you don't understand religion and you don't understand how some of it was applied, then go back and read your Willie Lynch stories. And your Willie Lynch story in the book will tell you how they applied certain antics to the plantation. History brings about change. Knowing who you are brings about the right mind of God. Just the action of knowing. And when you know, you must take action. Moving on. So the absolute versus religion. Let's take it there. So we also talked about relevant energy. If we give relevant energy to relevant inquiries, we will come out with freedom, alignment, and your own story. I'm going to repeat that. If we give relevant energy to relevant inquiries, you will come out with your own story. You will come out with freedom, with alignment, balance. Balance. That's a good word to remember. Balance. And what we really want is internal dependency. I depend on nothing less. I stand on solid ground. I have internal dependency. I don't depend on anything outside. Everything is within. Internal dependency. Relevant inquiries into the afterlife. Fun stuff, right? But that's how you get to spirituality. A lot of people ask me, how do you get to spirituality? And I don't have anything in my backyard that is special, but I can just help. What happened to me? How I'm going along my journey. Relevant inquiries is how I'm going along my journey. Relevant inquiries. I am asking the universe relevant questions into the afterlife. The whys and the nows and the hows and the whys and the wheres. Where am I? What time is it? What time is it? What season am I in? And I'm not talking about anything outside of me. Internal dependency. Okay? So one of the things that I do when I have internal dependency is I surrender. I surrender all. I surrender all. because I know that I can't affect anything. I'm sitting on a planet that's rotating. I can't affect anything but me. So, relevant energy, relevant inquiries, and you will have your answer between the absolute versus religion. Now, we know religion has changed so many times, and we have so many variations of religion. Pick one. And that's a good thing, and that's a bad thing. Maybe, I don't know. Freedom is what it's supposed to look like. But spirituality is your real freedom, because I don't need anyone to tell me where my spirit is. So I desire to be the most humblest servant of this universe. So, relevant inquiries, we have relevant energy. Give relevant energy to relevant questions can help you decipher absolute versus religion. We also talked about in our last meeting that we had on YouTube, we also talked about discipline. Discipline is a big thing to spirituality, just as discipline is a big thing to religion. I mean, let's talk about it. The Roman Catholic Church came and beat everybody over the head and gave them Christianity. So let's talk about discipline. You see, the Spirit of the Lord teaches discipline with lessons. And it's not a heavy hand at all. It teaches you something through wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Your life, your journey, your assignment is a whole lesson that will contribute you to your next journey, to your next life. Everything that you're learning, all of the wisdom that you get here, you will take it somewhere. You will take that consciousness and you will go somewhere with it. Relevant inquiries into the afterlife. So I also want to give you some consciousness into your religion, because it's quite interesting that after the invasion of your oppressors into Egypt, that's when you got your baby Jesus. That's just some piece of information. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. So I'm almost done here. And our topic again today is the absolute versus religion. So I am on a spiritual journey, and I am actually logging it through these videos. And so we've talked about being emphasized and being our maturity being halted by our oppressors. Now, I'm not here to talk about race, religion, or any of those things. I mean, religion is what we're talking about today, but really, I'm not. I'm here to just kind of give you some spirituality and hope that you see the difference between religion. But I'm really not here to give religion any more talking power. So when I have stepped off of religion, I matured. I matured. I matured within, because I am no longer waiting on anything. Everything is within. I already have what I need. I have everything I need. So, with that being said, I gave religion away to whomever needs it now. And I picked up spirituality. I picked up my ancestors. I picked up who I am. I picked up my past, my present, and my future. I picked up spirituality. So I'm almost done here. Becoming rational, getting your rational portion of your mind back. When you remove yourself from religion, you receive the rational portion of your mind back. I just want you to know. And that may offend somebody or may not offend somebody, but I'm just here to tell you that when you sit down religion, you will pick up the rational portions of your mind. And you put down your animalistic side. And the animalistic side, I think, is because the animal is looking for material. It needs something to pop out of the sky that you can put your eyes on. And now you have your God. That's what you're waiting on, a rapture. The Spirit of the Lord is going to come out of the sky. Well, I'm here to tell you the Spirit of the Lord is already in the sky. That need to come out of the sky. It's already in the sky. You wouldn't exist if it wasn't. So next week topic, I think the topic for me, again, I'm on a spiritual journey. And if you're interested, join in, like, subscribe. I am really excited that you're here. But I'm trying to master some disciplines within my life. I, again, am looking to become the most supreme Godhead within my own personality. I'm seeking for the supreme myself. So, with that being said, I'm looking to master some disciplines within. And that's what this journey is about. That's what this video journey is about. It's about me video logging, me mastering my disciplines. So, and mastering my disciplines is going to initiate my bona fide spirituality within. I'm going to get somewhere with that. And I know from my own experiences that the absolute supreme Godhead does not descend here. He doesn't, or she doesn't care about anything material. No material matters here, because everything belongs to the Spirit. Simple, right? Created everything here. So nothing here actually matters, because it's already here. It's already done. It's already done. So when I say cognitive thinking, give relevant inquiries into your afterlife. Meaning that you need to live your best life here. You need to get as much wisdom, as much knowledge, as much understanding on this side. Find out who you are. And you will then take your absolute spiritual journey. When you pick up spirituality and you put down religion, you will then pick up the rational portion of your mind. So, like, share, and subscribe. This is Use Your Weapon. My name is The Epiphanist, also Tamika Royal, for people who want to know me personally. But this is Use Your Weapon. I'm excited that you're here. This is my spiritual journey to find relevant inquiries into the afterlife, eternity. This earth experience, you're here for a few reasons. If you understand that you're having an earth experience for a purpose, then you then will understand that you must get on your purpose. You're only having an earth experience for your purpose. Now, I say relevant energy. Relevant energy means that you are moving towards relevancy. You're moving towards life. Your promised life abundantly. Keep that in mind. I'm almost done here. Now, freedom is a state of mind. Once you know that someone is not only messing with your freedom, but your mind, because freedom is a state of mind. Relevant inquiries. So once you understand that this earth experience is for a purpose, you're only here for a purpose. Once you understand that freedom is a state of mind and there's someone playing with your mind, just like they played with your freedom, it's hand in hand. Your oppressor is creating curses over your life and you don't even know it because you are attached to religion. You have to free your mind. It's a certain consciousness that the Spirit of the Lord is looking for. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's a certain consciousness that the Spirit of the Lord is looking for. And that consciousness will dwindle down to your heart. You are having an earth experience to gather your purpose. You get wisdom, you get knowledge, you get understanding, and those understandings will give you relevant inquiries into the afterlife. You need to have relevant inquiries into them. Absolute versus religion. That's the topic today. And we understand that the absolute is what we're seeking. We're seeking the mind of God, the personality of God, the supreme personality of God. Your consciousness is what the Spirit is looking for. Like-minded. So if you put down religion, you'll experience rational portions of your mind coming back. So again, we talked about the guru last topic. And you got to remember, the only difference between you and a guru is discipline. You are the guru. Jesus was just a guru, in my opinion. And the difference between you and the guru is discipline. The guru is fixed in his discipline. That's why he has the title, or she has the title guru. The only difference in a guru and you is that they're fixed in their position of discipline towards the Spirit. The guru's obedience is fixed. And so when you start to enlighten yourself, enlightenment will reveal knowledge. Enlightenment reveals knowledge. Remember that. When you start to enlighten yourself, it reveals knowledge. Get wisdom, get knowledge, but above all you're getting, get understanding. That's what the best book of wisdom tells you. It says, above all of it, get an understanding of what you're hearing. Your oppressor took all the understanding and burnt it. So now you have to rely on spirit. You have to rely on spirit. When you put down religion, rational portions of your mind come back. You should try it. You should try to speak to your grandmothers and your grandfathers and your aunts and your uncles and your family members. When you meditate, when you pray, you should try to invoke the people who actually took care of you, who actually fed into you, who actually became you. You became them because they fed you. They gave you knowledge. You should start giving relevant inquiries into your ancestors because Jesus is not your ancestor. So when you meditate, when you pray, you should call upon your mama, your daddy, your grandmothers, your aunts and uncles, your granddaddies. Those are the people who knew you well, and who are actually transcend into the spirit. Remember, your oppressor gave you Jesus. Remember where he gave you Jesus at. Remember Willie Lynch. Remember the Willie Lynch story. You have to start putting logic to rational. You have to start rationalizing religion. And if you start to rationalize religion and you still want to sit there, it is all in your head. Your perception is your reality. Your truth is for you, not for me. And as long as your truth is okay and it loves and it doesn't disrespect and it doesn't hurt anybody, everybody's not going to see the same thing. A family member of mine asked me a question on how I was able to rationalize and move past Jesus. I gave them a quick answer and I told them it was just logic. And they took offense to that. In a way, they took offense to that, as if I was saying that they had some sort of, maybe some less logic, or they didn't come to some sort of reasoning that I came to. Whatever it was, they were nice enough to tell me that it could be offensive to someone. And I was grateful, because I never want to be offensive. That's never my intent. My intent is to seek out my most supreme Godhead, never to offend. It's for understanding. So my family member asked me, why do you think it's logical? Why do you think that I don't have the same logic as you? And it was very simple to me. My keys don't open your door. They don't. And if they did, you would walk into my consciousness. My home is set up for my logic, for my purposes, for my well-being. This is why my home is set up like that. So if you were to walk into my home, you would kind of walk into my consciousness. The food in here, the decorations in here, the clothing within, the paints on the wall, the cabinetry, all of the things that are in here speak to my conscience. And it may not make logical sense to you. And that's simply what I meant when I said that I made a logical choice out of the matter. Jesus no longer served me. It was no longer logical. So I want to let people know that this is not for everybody. If you can't move past Jesus, stay where you are. So the next topic matter on the next Use Your Weapon is relevant inquiries. Relevant inquiries is the next topic. And we're going to try to have some relevant inquiries so that we can internally get some internal dependence with it. So the next topic in the next cast is relevant inquiries. So my name is the Epiphanist. This is Use Your Weapon. I am very excited that you were here today. And I hope that you like, share, and subscribe. It would really help. It would really help me. And this is my journey to find me. The assignment is you. And this is my way of logging my journey. And I hope that you are doing the same. So thank you for watching. Again, the relevant question, relevant inquiries, the relevant inquiry for today is the system getting mundane? So that's your question for today. Is the system getting mundane? Is religion getting mundane? Is religion growing? Are your churches growing? Is the system getting mundane? That's your pondering question into the next show. I thank you very much for your time.